Lee has asked, if the council are again struggling with finances, why are you continuing to build countless tower blocks everywhere?
So the tower blocks are being built almost exclusively by developers. So it's private developers who are building. And the council then has to receive the planning application and decide if we're going to agree it or not. In Victorian times, local government was the place where you built the sewers and you built the bridges and you built the homes. Sadly, this is no longer the case. So the vast majority of development of building is happening through private development. What the council's done here in Sutton is to say, right, we need to build new homes. We know that young people growing up want to live on their own, and more young people are finding it difficult to leave home because it is so very expensive. We know that there is a housing crisis and that more and more people are having to live in temporary accommodation because they can't afford the rents and the mortgages. So we know we have to build, but what we want to ensure is that we maintain the character of Sutton. And to do that, we've set out some rules and regulations by which the height of buildings, you can only go so high near the train station. And we've done that deliberately. It doesn't mean that you get more and more high rise near the station, but it means that if you go out to other parts of the borough, to Wallington, to Worcester Park, to Beddington, to Carshalton, you don't get those high rise buildings. So it's a deliberate policy of ours, and I think it's the right thing to do. It means that people who are living in high rise have got good links to Sutton Station. As I said before, we haven't got a huge amount of public transport in this borough, but at least we've got buses and we've got trains. So building the high-rise blocks, not building them ourselves, as I say, but giving permission for the developers to build them, means that we're concentrating the high-rise in one part of the borough and maintaining that more sort of residential low-rise in the rest of the borough. But people need somewhere to live. And there is an age divide going on here. I know that many people who have had the benefit, as I had, to be in work for some time, and as a result, yes, I've paid off my mortgage. It's very much a thing of my generation. I talk to young people who tell me they'll never be able to afford a deposit. And so we need to encourage building, but it needs to be good quality. It needs to be lots of family homes, none of those rabbit hutch little studio flats. They're suitable for some people, but we want good family homes as well, and we want good quality homes. So we're going to have to get the balance right, and that's what the planning department spends an awful lot of time doing. So we will carry on building. We're also really keen to make sure that there's a term, affordable housing, which makes me smile, because actually the majority of affordable housing, the majority of people couldn't actually afford it. So I prefer to use the phrase homes that people could actually afford. And we're trying to come up with solutions because can't build ourselves. We don't have the finance to be able to do that. So, for example, B&Q, which is going to become quite a large housing development, we're going to buy some of those flats off the developer, and then they're going to be council homes at lower rent. And that's how we're going to hopefully help people find ways of being able to live in the borough, their children to go to school in the borough and to grow up in the borough. There's nothing more important than housing in people's lives. It has such an impact on your mental health and everything that's happening in your life.